Oh my God. There's going to be a $14 trillion earthquake and Bitcoin's going to 100K this year. We're going to be talking about that and more in today's episode. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. My name is DaVinci Jeremy. I'm in the pipe 5x5, staying alive in Dubai. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying this. I'm actually doing this live for a few select people, right? I turned on the public and then I turned it back off. And yeah, there's now 90 people here watching this. I do this all the time in the morning, so if you want to join us in the mornings and in Dubai, of course, you can do so by heading over to davincej15.com and signing up right there, and you can actually join us in the mornings. Okay, so with that said, wow, it's crazy. After the Fed raised interest rates, I didn't think they would do that. But whatever. I knew if they did, the price of Bitcoin would tank. I wish I had done a video yesterday. I was not feeling very well, so I didn't get a chance to tell you all that in the videos. But hey, yeah, here we are. So we're going to be talking about what to do next and the next trade. And if you're interested in trading, you can head over to bybit.davincej15.com or okx.davincej15.com. Where you can actually just buy Bitcoin. You don't have to trade, right? And you need to buy some Bitcoin because Bitcoin is going ballistic. All right, but let's get on with the first news item of the day. And it's, of course, we already talked about it, right? The Fed raises interest rates again despite stress hitting the banking system. Yeah, I really thought that, because the banks, right, they're all broke because of the rates being raised, and they purchased all the bonds in order to cover the deposits, and they used those bonds, the cash that they put in, they bought bonds that they knew where the interest rates would go up, and so now they're broke because if they sell the bonds, right, they're going to lose money. But they could sell the bonds to the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve could put it on their balance sheet, which they have done so. The balance sheet of the Federal Reserve has jumped a lot, and you know what? Make sure you stay tuned for tomorrow's show where I'm going to show you the Fed's balance sheet because, hey, that has increased a little bit, quite a bit, but it's not QE. Not QE. All right. Wow. Okay, so the SEC charges Tron founder Justin Sun, celebrities Lindsay Lohan, and Jake Paul with crypto violations. Oh, boy. Okay, so what has these guys have done? All right, so I don't know if these guys are true criminals, but let's just read what they got to say. The Securities Exchange Commission has unveiled fraud and unregistered securities charges against crypto founder and Grenadian diplomat. The guy's from Grenada? Wow, I didn't know that. Justin Sun. I guess he's a diplomat, not a Grenadian citizen, but whatever. Alongside the separate violations against the celebrities backers of this Tronix and BitTorrent crypto assets, which included Jake Paul, Lindsay Lohan, and Soulja Boy. Okay, SEC alleged that Sun engaged in fraud by manipulating the trading activities of two tokens, creating an appearance of activity trading when it did not exist. Oh, you know what? I thought this was about, Jake Paul's egg thing, his NFT thing project, but obviously this is something from even older, way back. Okay, so Sun allegedly induced investors to purchase TRX and BTT token by orchestrating a promotional campaign in which he and his celebrity promoters hid the fact that celebrities were paid for their tweet. So as a celebrity, you can't hide the fact that you're paid for a tweet when it's pretty damn obvious, where you come out talking about crypto and you don't know anything about it. I don't know if this is like how this can be considered illegal, right? But, hey, the government will do whatever they want to do. Right? Let's talk about this at the end of the show. Do you feel that this is illegal behavior to get paid for promoting a token without letting people know, right? That's that's an interesting point. Let's just discuss that at the end of the show. Okay, let's head on to the next point. As SEC now threatens to sue Coinbase over some crypto products. All right, this is like getting ridiculous. The SEC is cracking down on crypto, and yet where were they during all the collapse of all the different of exchanges and so forth? Where was the SEC when Luna came out? When FTX collapsed? Where were they? Nowhere to be found. But they're here chasing after Coinbase, chasing after BSD. Yes, clearly there is something afoot here, and I think it's called Operation Choke Point 2.0. Oh yes. Now this is an opinion piece, but I kind of have to agree with some of the opinions here, right? The Biden administration and federal regulators appear to be using whatever means necessary to cut the cryptocurrency industry off from banking service. Critical observers have dubbed this alleged effort Choke Point 2.0 after a similar push by the Obama administration to cut undesirable but legal industries off from the financial system. The U.S. officials have so far informally denied the existence of any such coordinated agenda. Okay, so it's a conspiracy that they're actually trying to cut off crypto, yet obviously this would be bad for them. So, and, we all know they killed Kennedy, the government, because now they admitted it. Because what did he do? He tried to cut off the banking system, the Federal Reserve. And so, since this is now documented conspiracy fact, you can see how they clearly are involved in this. Now you might say, "Oh, prior bad acts don't mean that they're the same now." I'm like, dude, man, really? I want to smack you. Really? Would you a serial killer wipes out his whole family? You're gonna invite him over to your house because hey, that prior bad act doesn't mean he's doing the same thing today. Oh, you're funny. Oh boy, wow. So obviously, don't even say they're not doing that. This is Choke Point 2.0. Whether it is actually called that doesn't really matter. That's what they're doing. You can see it everywhere. They're cutting off basically USD transfers to any of the exchanges that are outside of the United States jurisdiction. So that is that. You can see exactly what they're doing. They are telegraphing it clear as day with the SEC charges and everything. You know what? You gotta call a spade, right? And you can't accept it, but for anything else. Okay, Bitcoin at 100K. Insiders say that cryptocurrency could test new highs this year. Wow, I wish CNBC wasn't the one saying this. Because now I feel that Bitcoin might be in for a little bit of, doldrums here, with all the mainstream media coming out and saying big numbers. They usually do that, right, to get people excited to buy and then dump the price. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. But anyways, this guy goes on to say, I think that Bitcoin probably breaks the all-time high this year, Bernard said. Adding that 100K price figures is an interesting number. Yeah, okay. So it's a possibility. It's not impossible. It's just not probable, unless of course, the United States defaults on their debt, right? Defaults on their currency, their promises. Then yes, it's very, 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 very possible that happens. Now. $14 trillion earthquake, Fidelity and Blackrock are quietly laying the groundwork for the next Bitcoin Ethereum crypto price bull run. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. Unfortunately, I know what you guys doing. I know what you're doing, right? You're not going to actually let people own actual crypto. Why would you let someone own actual crypto that's designed to destroy you? That'd be just dumb. so, so, of course, you're going to give them the derivative and give them access to trading that derivative, no problem. What that means, so that you can understand, is that you're not trading actual Bitcoin when you go to work with these guys. You're not owning actual Bitcoin. You're not buying actual Bitcoin. You're buying exposure to the price. And you're like, I don't get it. What does that mean? If I can print as much money as I want, right? As much as I want. And I know that if you buy that asset, the price will go up. And I don't want you to do that, right? You can come over here, pretend that you're buying it, but you're not actually buying it. The price doesn't go up that fast. And so you get frustrated because it should be going up faster because you're putting in all this money, so's your friends, and nothing's happening. Why? Because you're not buying the actual asset. I'm not telling you that. Because I can print money. It doesn't matter how much I lose, as long as you don't buy that. So that is what they're doing. Because there's no way I could lose, right? Because I can print money. Now, you're like, wait a second, why is the banks collapsing if they print money? Okay, they are smarter than that, right? They know how to manage your expectation, keep that they actually can make money, make more dollars by faking you into giving you a fake industry to buy and sell Bitcoin, right? There's ways to do that. They can take your money, right? And I'm not going to go into the details of that, but yes, that's what they can do. And this is what they've said they're doing. This is what they're doing right here. Last year, Fink predicted crypto blockchain technology will usher in the next generation of reform markets after signing a major deal with Bitcoin and crypto exchanges Coinbase. Meanwhile, Fidelity Investments have now opened up its crypto trading platform to 37 million users to buy and sell Ethereum commission free. It was the first reported by the block. Yeah, all y'all can buy and sell Bitcoin and Ethereum all day long. Oh, notice how they put it together, right, with a positive note, right? So that this is why Fidelity is doing this, right? Because it's the next generation. It's real, so that you could come here and make the trades, so that we don't have the price move up. Because if you buy it for real, that would be bad. Oh, so that's why I'm a little concerned. Assuming that the US dollar doesn't collapse this year, we're not going to see 100K, unfortunately. All right. So, with that said, should you buy Bitcoin if that's the case, right? And I'm going to tell you a little story. I met this taxi driver yesterday as I was going to see some friends, James, the stock guru, and Slavic, right? They both have channels here on YouTube and talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum and trading as well. And so on the way, the guy said, I recognize you. And we had a chat about, how does he invest? He didn't know how to begin. He watched my channel. He's a little confused. And it's really simple, right? You just, start with a small amount of money, like $200. Don't go crazy. Go open up an account at bybit.davincij15.com, okx.davincij15.com, or binance.davincij15.com. Just go and open up an account and buy $200 worth of Bitcoin first. That's the first thing you do. Don't try to, figure out how to own your own wallet just yet. Start there and then talk about owning your own wallet and taking possession of the cryptocurrencies that you have. Okay, now let's get on to the charts for today because there was a lot happening. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this was expected. there was going to be a little bit of a pullback, right? Thanks to, the Fed. They just said, yeah, we're going to raise rates. Now, should they have raising rates? Yes, they should. I was expecting them to buckle. They should be raising them a lot higher. The reality of the situation is that inflation is going out of control. They've had rates too low for too long. They had to be crazy high from here on out. They need to raise them really fast and hard. That's the right thing to do, but it will collapse the system, unfortunately, if they did that. There's two ways that the system ends, basically. Implosion or explosion. Implosion meaning there's no money. Explosion meaning there's money everywhere. There's only two ends to this system. Okay, so with that said, with the raising of the rates, you see Bitcoin dumped, and I had a buy order placed in right about here, just below the 27, 26-ish area, 27K, 200 and some odd dollars. Got filled, and yeah, it just kept on going. I knew it was going to keep on going as I looked at the charts late at night. I was tired. I didn't want to stay up and watch it, so I let it go. And wow, did it come all the way to 200 period moving average. I should have looked at it from this chart. If I had, I probably would have moved my buy order down to the 200 period moving average. That was the most logical stopping point for that. We could see a little bit more downward pressure here. We are bouncing off the 38.2. If we stay above that 38.2, we can see Bitcoin head above the 30,000 and take out its target range of like 30K, 31-ish area is where it's targeting Bitcoin before we see some rest period or decide, and it becomes basically a chop between a range. We might range this thing, but I really think that that Bitcoin will bounce here and then take out its top target. Odds of just the range here trying to constantly bounce, break above the 28K is I think a lot lower because Bitcoin has a lot of pressure since we know that the banking system is failing, and I'm betting that people are buying into Bitcoin, knowing full well that this is the end game for Bitcoin. Now, also another thing is that this is a buying zone for industry players, right? All inside this area. So the lower it stays in here, the more chance they get to buy up Bitcoin and see it rise higher. Interesting thing, I heard that XRP was delisted from Coinbase, but I don't see much of a pullback. Pullback was supposed to be because of that. This pump was obviously orchestrated. I saw this orchestrated pump, and I was wondering, well, okay, what were they doing with that? Now I know why. Is because they were expecting that delisting, and so that's what they did. Heading back to Bitcoin, is this going to pump from here? I think we're going to come back and retest the lows. So look out for to test the lows. You can probably buy with the Hail Mary. Let's see, do we have enough time? Yes, it is enough time. What's called my Hail Mary trade. It's a little bit scary, but that's why it's called the Hail Mary. And so if we're going to hold the 38.2, you're going to buy the 78.6, stop loss it just below the 26,600. So the 78.6 right now. So the 78.6 is the 26,779. That's where you would enter, and then the stop loss would be just below the 26,600-ish area. Maybe you set the stop loss at the 26,400-ish, and yeah, take this thing all the way up. Not that far actually, only back up to this top area. So yeah, you take it back up to the 27, 23 before you set your stops to. You set your stops to like break even just above the break even, or you let this thing you put it up to your target, and then see if you can keep it riding all the way up to 28. I don't think it's gonna break the 28 just yet, but yeah, you never know, right? You never know, because they're printing so much money and they're not going to be able to get away with it. So if you want to do that, make sure you head over to bybit.davincij15.com. Links are in the description below. Next here is pretty much the same story we have over here on Ethereum. Yes, it dumped heavy on the news, but at least it didn't wick you out. Like, if we compare this move here, as it was dumping, it wicked everybody out and then dumped. I noticed that Ethereum did not do that. It tried to wick you out if you were like hit your stops here, which would have been sensible, of course. But it did not, and so you were able to ride this thing down. Not surprising, we've touched this support trend line, right, and failed, and bounced off of the support. The support again, once again, a little bit scary here. The support has held heavily, but there is targets in this vicinity of the 1700 and the 16,606. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so little bit scary. We could come back down and retest this 1666 level before Ethereum continues to break higher. Still, we need to see Ethereum break above the 2K to really see for sure that we head to the 3,500, which I've said that Ethereum is going to this year. That is still on the menu. Let's see if that happens sometime next month. I don't see it happening this month, but if we do get over 2K, the 3,500 is in the bag for Ethereum this year. That's kind of high. I know it's crazy, but that's what we're seeing in the technical analysis for the charts. So yes, you could either dollar cost average into Ethereum, or maybe wait for this thing trade to come, and if you want to buy at the 16,666, you can do that as well by heading over to bybit.davincij15.com. Links are in the description below. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I know I did. I know I had fun. I hope you learned something. I hope you understand that the government is not your friend. They're not to be trusted. They will take everything you've got if given half the chance. That's just the way it is. That's the nature of the beast. And if you don't believe that, ask the people in North Korea. So, thanks again. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.